Devil is alive, looking for the prize. That's eternal life, and bringing the change in my mind. Talking real peace of mind.
What's up, YouTube fam? It's your boy KingMarcell, and we are back with another video. I know I stepped away for a little bit again. I don't even want to make a promise again because stuff just kind of been going left for your boy. But again, I'm getting this together. This life happens. But I'm back. I'm going to try to be more consistent, you know what I'm saying? But again, no promises. But I had to come back to talk about this Tory Lanez situation because, man, it's a lot going on. And I just couldn't stay away with all this stuff going on and without touching base with the community. So again, my apologies for being gone. But again, if you guys haven't heard the news, Tory Lanez has been stabbed in prison, I believe over 14 times. And the fact that this has even happened is beyond crazy because it is all surrounding the fact that new evidence is apparently about to come out proving that he did not shoot Megan. Even though I felt like during the court case that was already proven because his DNA wasn't even on the damn gun. If his DNA wasn't on the gun, how could he have possibly shot her? It's like 1 + 1 = 2, right? Ain't that what they tell us? But yet he was charged and had to serve 10 years. But coincidentally, when new evidence was about to drop, proving that exact thing happened and that actually Megan's friend was the one who shot him, now he gets stabbed up 14 times. And now we're supposed to look like dummies and believe it's all a coincidence. So we about to check this out, man. I really feel bad for Tory when it comes to this situation because it's just crazy. And he even still, as a man, tried to have some type of honor because he felt like he did pin them against each other. But to take this rep and to let them lie on him and destroy his career like this, it's beyond crazy to me. We have finally reached the 400 mark, so we are 100 subscribers away from the 500 mark. So I want to thank everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. Y'all don't know how much it means to me. We on the road to 500, so we almost done. So make sure you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we about to get right into this. Shout out to Flacco too, man. He been going crazy lately with the content.
This situation that we've been covering for the last year and a half, it's scary. And it gets scarier the more you dig through the rabbit hole. Because the deeper you go, the quicker you realize this is much bigger than Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
That's facts.
There's a lot more characters at play here.
Yeah.
Who participated in a railroad.
Rock Nation. What you finna say? The railroad in a Tory Lanez? Rock Nation. They are the ones who pay for the lawyers. We even found out that Tory's lawyer was secretly working with Rock Nation, and that's a conflict of interest. And if anything, that alone should grant him an appeal. Because like, what the hell? What the hell? Ain't that what they said? What the hell? Because that's crazy to me that has happened. He had to fire her because she was trying to get him to do a plea deal. Why would I do a plea deal? And my DNA isn't even on the damn gun. That makes no sense. And I'm glad he went with his first man. Like, shorty, what's up with you? That don't even make sense. So, Rock Nation, Jay-Z, you looking, and with all this stuff that's going on with Diddy, and it's so much. And it's like all of this stuff is low key and they're connected. Remember what we be talking about here on this channel. All of this stuff is interconnected because the underground networks are being exposed. And if we let this stuff go over our head and not capitalize on this momentum, man, like we can really make a change. I feel like a change can really be made right now, for real.
They didn't participate in the railroading of Tory Lanez because they had this infinity for Megan Thee Stallion or they care for Megan Thee Stallion. As far as I'm concerned, Megan Thee Stallion was also used as a pawn in this situation. This is much deeper than celebrity culture. This goes to politics. See, as we dig deeper and we learn more about the situation, new characters begin to get introduced, like George Gascon, the district attorney for Los Angeles, who just lost his re-election.
We heard, that possibly he could be exonerated here. I want you to give my audience what they don't know and your analysis of actually what went down.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for having me. And I got to tell you, I've been involved in looking into this case for almost about 6 months exactly now. It was brought to me by a board member, Diana London, with the Caldwell Institute for Public Safety, who regularly says she believed Tory Lanez was innocent. And as I looked through the case and I noticed a number of irregularities in the case, I began to come to that same conclusion that this was an innocent person. Let me take you back to the very beginning.
It's obvious.
First and foremost, we got a George Soros-funded prosecutor named George Gascon who was prosecuting this case. He was, at the time, coming off of his second recall attempt. He was in severe trouble as he had lost support in numerous demographics, key demographics to his electoral success, including Black women. And he needed to do whatever he could to possibly win this election. I believe if Jesus Christ was Tory Lanez's attorney, Tory Lanez.
So basically what he's saying is that he had to look good and get the Black woman's vote. Wouldn't it look good if you criminalize and jail someone who is being said to have shot a Black woman in the foot? Ain't that a way to punish a Black woman and theoretically, you know what I'm saying, get those votes? They're throwing it under the bus. Somebody you don't even know. Somebody you don't even know, who has a family, who has people he's taking care of. You don't care about that at all. You know what I'm saying? You just would destroy that man's life just to win your election. Like that, like that's so disgusting. And like that's why I say a lot of things have to change, not only in the industry, but in politics, mainly in politics. A lot of this corruption that's going on, because this is grade A corruption. And what? Because he didn't win, now it can all come out. Like, this is crazy.
Would have still lost this case no matter what.
When Gascon first got elected, a lot of his progressive policies sounded great in theory, and it sounded like something that the people of LA wanted, like zero bail policy for like 95% of crimes until people realized that their perpetrators were being released, or you know, like minors not being charged in adult courts until people realized that people were committing murders intentionally and sending 16 and 15-year-olds to commit these murders intentionally, knowing that those 16-year-olds will be released by 25. So people were killing people's brothers and fathers and sisters and being released in 9 years. And they felt like this was severely unfair. So they turned on Gascon,
wild.
Right?
That's wild.
When Gascon tried to get reelected, he realized fairly quickly they're not messing with me, bro. Like, these people are not feeling me no more. It got so bad for Gascon, they were literally trying to recall him and get him out of here. They wanted him gone. And he was public enemy number one for a lot of conservatives, and they would use him as the greatest examples of the failures of progressive policies in these urban cities. And people will look at Los Angeles and the crime rates and how unsafe the streets were, and they will blame it all on Gascon. Gascon understood this. He understood the public backlash coming from Twitter, understood the narrative, and he understood he was losing supporters. So him doing this, him
was trying to salvage his career,
mode, doing things in this Tory Lanez case that he didn't do for other cases to try to win over the hearts of rap fans, of Black women who support Megan Thee Stallion, to send a message.
Exactly.
That's not too far-fetched, to be honest.
It's not at all.
At first, I probably thought it was. But now, as I look deep, that's
exactly what it was.
Tory's attorneys have
you can't say that's not what it was. After hearing that, because his DNA wasn't on the gun. And I'm hearing that they got ring camera footage. It's been ring camera footage this whole time. Why we ain't see that? Why they didn't see that in court? Why this never came out? Why was Tory's DNA the only DNA tested on the gun when it was, 4 people? It was 5 people that night. It was Tory. It was 5. I mean, it was 4 people that night. It was Tory, Megan, her friend, and the bodyguard. Why was Tory the only one tested? These things don't make sense at all. And they just walked over all of that, locked this man up, and everybody just went about their lives. And he been in there for 2 years, and now he's been stabbed 14 times. And I seen that BS that Meg said too. It's like, and for the people, like, it gotta be bots. Because if anybody is defending this girl at this point, you gotta be sick in the head a little bit. Like, you gotta be off. Because it's like, what more gotta be said? What more gotta be proven to prove that this man did not stab? I mean, I said stab. This man did not shoot at this girl. Wasn't his gun.
Prosecutorial misconduct, suppressing of evidence, exculpatory evidence being withheld. And I believe them based on the facts. But why is it that they never tested her DNA onto the gun?
Thank you.
You knew that she had gunpowder on her hand. They found that out.
Thank you.
Why didn't they test that?
Oh, they knew that?
Why is it that they added this enhancement to his
Like,
case? Now,
what?
enhancements are used for violent gang members, people with a history of brutal crime.
Exactly.
George Gascon has had numerous people who have had brutal crimes that he didn't recommend an enhancement. One by the name of Raymond Danger Gonzalez, who murdered, premeditated 2 individuals, including a teenager, and he stole their money. No recommendation for enhancements from George Gascon.
Right.
Or the General Hospital actor Johnny Wagner. He was brutally murdered. No recommendation for enhancements. So this led me to believe instantly that George Gascon had put on a front. He wanted to pretend to be tough on crime so he could have a silver bullet for his next election because he had a black woman that he can say that he protected.
Yeah.
And it's insane that unfairness is pushing through our justice system, but we've seen this with numerous cases with George Gascon. And that's why the Caldwell Institute got involved in this case, because injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
The playbook that Gascon tried to run isn't a new playbook. It's actually a pretty effective playbook. Gascon was just so bad and did too much damage that it was too late for him. It didn't work. But the playbook is ran in the presidential election almost every 4 years. Think about it, bro.
True.
Think about it. How come the police shooting of black men aren't
Always
publicized
happens
until it's election year?
Yeah.
Think about it for a second.
Yeah.
Bro. Think about all the instances of police shootings that come to your mind immediately.
It's talking about some shit that they don't want to be talked about on this internet here. For real, like, this happens every 4 years. Black people get killed by the police every year, multiple times a year. It happens to us more than anybody else. So why only around election year is it everywhere? It's to rile people up. It's to cause divisions. It's to make people vote one way or the other. It's manipulation. It's media. It's brainwashing. But people don't want to call it what it is. We don't want to accept that we are being fed our own thoughts and opposing thoughts. The opposing thoughts to the thoughts that we think are our own, neither one of them are ours. Not the original thought or the opposing thought to that thought. They are all crafted for us through this TV, through media, through these celebrities, through these people we supposedly supposed to idolize and mimic. And people don't understand that they are truly mimicking these weird individuals who are up to all types of debauchery, as we are seeing in the Diddy case, as we are seeing in this case. And it's like, when are we all gonna draw the line and be like, man, we need to like stop. We need to find out something else, because this current status quo and listening to these politicians and listening to these celebrities and listening to these current powers that be, these heads of these companies that's manipulating us behind the scenes, man, maybe we need to rethink letting this continue this way.
How come those incidents only happen? Well, they happen frequently, but they only get publicized and blasted to the masses in terms of CNN, Fox News, every news outlet, social media, marching, protesting, looting. All the chaos happens during the election year.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens? Yo, some of that money gets thrown out to these media companies, gets marketed. They pushed the
Yeah.
money into spreading and publicizing the police shooting because they want to fearmonger. They want to
Yep.
create this illusion that they're about to step in and save you from this big
Yep.
bad monster. Then once they get elected, the
They do
big bad monster that you
nothing.
thought was prevalent and a really big deal, you come to find out, okay, those are fringe cases. Those cases probably happen once in 1,000. You like, bro, in your life,
And
you
that's
have probably
facts.
never experienced that. But
No, that's
you go 4
untrue.
years without really thinking about it.
Right,
And
without
then
thinking
right when
about
the
it.
election year comes again, boom, you got another big story that's
Yep.
everywhere, and now they want to fearmonger you again. That's what George Gascon tried to do. After years of allowing murderers to go free, allowing robbers and looters to come out without any bond, he wanted to be harder on Tory Lanez than literal murderers. He wanted to give Tory Lanez enhancements that he didn't give to
Nobody
actual
else.
people who killed people.
That's crazy.
Even if you believe that Tory Lanez is guilty, think about it. Do you think it's fair that Tory Lanez would get a gun enhancement when people who have actually killed people don't?
Like literally.
It doesn't make sense, right? And I'm not talking about people already serving life. I'm talking about people who have literally killed somebody and come home in like 10 years.
Literally.
At this point, it's not if Tory Lanez is going to get released, it's when is Tory Lanez going to get released.
Right?
Because
You would
the
think.
justice system is
But
going to prevail.
You would think that, right? You would think that, and I hope he get released because it sounds like he should get released. Period. Tory should be released. He shouldn't have even been in jail. But that's what worries me. He shouldn't even been in jail. This so-called justice that we talking about gonna prevail already failed this man. Already let him get stabbed 14 times. And now we supposed to trust that now he gonna get out? Or that they didn't already do something with this stabbing situation? Y'all think, and I could be a paranoid, boy. Y'all can say that. They don't think this man probably got cloned or something. I think about all possibilities and all avenues, bro. I hear this stuff about these trainers, about these people when they go to jail, they don't come out the same. Well, like to point out the example with Kevin Hart, right? Had Kevin Hart got in that real bad car accident where he was damn near supposed to die and almost did die and broke his back, but then was back walking and was on TV in like a couple months. I have a herniated disc. Literally, like, and I was out for almost 2 years, had to go through physical therapy for a herniated disc. Nothing was broken in my back. He actually had fractures in his spine. And he was back walking around. I get it. He got money and he has access to things that I don't. She was back walking around just months later. And that's not right. It didn't sound right when they said he got stabbed 14 times. He got stabbed twice in his head, in his face, in his back hella times, in his chest hella times, to the point where both his lungs collapsed. But then they said it was like literally the next day, they said he was upright, talking fine, and I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like, y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think. Y'all think that's gonna be Tory that come back? Was that just Jamie that came back? You know what I'm saying? Was that just Jamie that came back? Y'all think this gonna be Tory that come back? Man, let me know down in the comment section. Man.
This level of corruptness has to be corrected for the sake of our Constitution. Now, Tory Lanez's father and Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, who is also really close friends with Trump, has been campaigning on behalf of Tory Lanez. And you know this situation is bad. You know it's really corrupt. When you have people who are on the opposite side of things, who usually don't agree when they start agreeing on things. When you have Piers Morgan calling Megan Thee Stallion inconsistent and a liar, you know you have a problem on your hands.
Is he lying?
Now, Anna Paulina's seen Trump yesterday. I'm sure she talked to Trump about this. Now, she's calling on Governor Newsom to pardon Tory Lanez. But it don't even have to be a full-on pardon. all they literally have to do is get rid of the gun enhancement. The gun enhancement is why
Is what's
Tory
giving
Lanez
him
is
got
currently
the
in
10
jail right
years.
now.
How can it be that when his DNA ain't on the gun, and when the gun pink? So y'all mean to tell me y'all think Tory Lanez riding around with a pink? Like, come on, bro.
The gun enhancement, Tory Lanez
Like,
would be
be
out of jail
real.
right now. He would be, he'll be out. Like, it'll be time served.
Literally.
Take away the gun enhancement, and Tory Lanez has served enough time. He qualified for that 85%. He'll be out right now. So this is not a situation of, free Tory Lanez because, part of him, he's 100% innocent. Okay, cool. All right. But this is a situation of take away the gun enhancement that was very unusual and don't happen to a lot of people under God's con. Tory Lanez's father and Congresswoman Luna was on Piers Morgan today. And while on Piers Morgan, they gave such a compelling argument that even Piers Morgan had to call out Megan Thee Stallion for being inconsistent and lying.
I don't think you need to be a conspiracy theorist, Representative Luna, to
I hate
see
that word
there's a
so
lot of
much.
inconsistency going
Conspiracy
on here.
theories.
She denied to Gayle King that there
Y'all
was
let me know what conspiracy theory has been wrong.
any relationship with Tory. She then admits that there had been, that she lied. She doesn't admit to lying about the circumstances of the shooting, but certainly this goes to the heart of her veracity.
That's bad news for Megan Thee Stallion altogether. Where you have Piers Morgan on a platform this big calling you a liar and claiming that your past statements of you lying can actually be used to determine the veracity of your overall statements on Tory Lanez, that's bad. Now, Tory Lanez's father actually laid out a pretty solid case for Tory Lanez. On his platform, he actually spoke to the corruptness of what took place to Tory Lanez at trial. I was there when Sean Kelly was supposed to testify. Sean Kelly was the defense witness. Tory Lanez ended up called Sean Kelly to the witness stand because Sean Kelly gave a statement to the police testifying that he seen a woman fire the gun. When Sean Kelly got to that office, man, the prosecutors brought him upstairs. And by the time Sean Kelly came back downstairs to testify, his story has completely changed. And a lot of us sat there with our mouths open like, what? Sean Kelly's statement got so bad and it was so contradicting to what he told the police that Tory Lanez's team filed or they petitioned to treat Sean Kelly as a hostile witness.
Right.
That's when your witness turns against you. So now you got to treat him as if it's a cross-examination. And that's what they did. Sean Kelly had this entire story he already gave where he saw a woman shoot. Then when he hopped on the stand, he said he saw a woman shoot and a man shoot.
Walking through this.
Like, what?
I'll never forget the day when we're sitting outside of the courtroom getting ready for court to reconvene. And imagine the only independent witness, which should have been the only objective witness in this case, was a gentleman by the name of Sean Kelly. Interestingly enough, the only person that would be able to have an unbiased viewpoint of what actually happened. Imagine that the prosecution did not want to call that witness. Why? This is the only independent witness, but yet you don't want to call this person because obviously his bird's eye view will not support what you want the narrative to be. And so when we sat outside, my wife and I, we saw this gentleman come in and we sat down and it was identified for us that, oh, this is Mr. Sean Kelly. He's sitting across from us on the other side of the hallway. And as we sat there, the prosecution came out, one of their detectives or investigators rather, and one of the prosecutors, they took this gentleman, they went upstairs, I believe it was to the 14th floor at that time. By the time this man came down, the witness they did not want to call, this man came down and his testimony became so embellished with other nonsense that people who saw it just looked at it and said, this is crazy.
I was there, and I can speak for the temperature in the room. People were shocked.
Man, he was there?
It became a battle. It became very hostile very quickly. The defense called a witness, and the witness turned against them after a meeting with the prosecutors minutes before he was
And it's
caught.
like, how is that? Is that, could they do that? Like, genuinely asking, is that legal to do? I don't think that's legal to do, because they just did that shit in the Young Thug case. The prosecutor can't talk to the witnesses right before they gives the statements without the other party being present. I thought that's how that worked. Now, unless the other party was present and it was just Tory Lanez's lawyer who was working with Roc Nation at the time, was that what happened? I don't know. I'm just trying to think, because I'm not understanding how this works. Y'all, if it's a lawyer who watch my videos, please let me know down in the comment section. And you know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching. You know what I'm saying? But let's
I'm
get back
saying
to it.
that's crazy. That's foul.
Yeah,
And
this
regardless
is
of if you think Tory Lanez is
crazy.
guilty or not, you should look at that and say that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
How is this allowed?
Okay, I'm not tripping.
How?
I'm not tripping.
Now, Tory Lanez's father also laid out a case in terms of the DNA, in terms of, you know, the gun fragments that weren't found.
Thank
And
you.
he spelled this out pretty perfectly.
Just one last question, because you've made me think of this. But if your son was not responsible for Megan Thee Stallion being shot, we do know that indisputably she was shot. Who shot her?
Right.
First of all, the whole idea of her being shot is a speculation.
Exactly.
That's a speculation. It's to this point has not been proven that she was even shot. That in all of this, how can you have a situation where in pretrial, the police, LAPD, says that the bullet fragments they had collected from the hospital just mysteriously vanishes. It goes missing. I would think that evidence is something that is protected in any police department, but they just mysteriously go missing. So there's no bullet fragments to be presented at trial. You have a situation where a gun is shot, and the gun, which is supposed to be your main piece of evidence, does not even show up at court, but some picture of a weapon that resembles or is the type of weapon they say that was used. The weapon does not show up at court. There is
because of the color.
Absolutely no, we hear this point of 0.1% of his DNA on the gun. Do you know what that actually means when you investigate it?
It's zero.
That over 1.5 billion black people on the planet could have been their DNA.
This is crazy.
Right.
I don't think anybody can look at this case
Like,
regardless of
what?
how they feel. Even if they feel like in their
And they
heart,
said,
and Tory Lanez, you did it.
You going to jail, Tory.
You can't, with a clear mind that's not biased, look at this and say, no gun was presented, no bullet fragments was presented, testimonies changed a lot. The witness claimed that he seen a woman shoot. Then he claimed he seen Tory shoot after the prosecutors coached him. The witness, who was actually in the car, Kelsey, took the stand and testified that she didn't see Tory Lanez shoot her.
And then has immunity.
What happened?
She has immunity.
Bro, anybody can look at
Come
this and say,
on,
yo,
bro.
Tory Lanez,
He did not do that
shot in
shit.
court. And I think that's what people are asking for, a fair shot. They're not saying, yo, overturn it. And no, yo, overturn it, but
do it in court. Because do it in court so that Megan and Kelsey are held responsible for what the fuck they did. Period. He just got stabbed 14 times behind this shit. I ain't gonna lie, this heating me up. He just got stabbed 14 times behind this shit. And if it do get reversed and they face no consequences for this, this would be one of the most inhumane, most disgusting displays of inhumanity I've seen in current day. Genuinely. This would be utterly disgusting. Cause ain't no way mugs moving like this. People moving like this.
Bring them back to court and have them have another shot in court. But let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Y'all think that Gas Khan did this? Y'all think Tory Lanez is being railroaded by a politician?
Yeah.
Does this go much deeper than Rock Nation and Megan Thee Stallion? Let me know in the comment section. If you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere.
Man. What the? They on Tory bumper like that. Then that's the thing too. I think Chris Brown liked a photo supporting Tory. Literally that same day, 2 a.m. in the morning, resting. Now Chris Brown is probably finna. Chris Brown is facing, I think they said 16 years. Chris Brown is facing 16 years in what is in London or one of them, England, one of them places. The stuff going on with DDG and his baby mama. Rock Nation got a lot of weird stuff going on all around the same time as Diddy stuff is coming down, and that they damn near finna be exposed too. They being Jay-Z and Beyonce. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section. Do y'all think with this new evidence, even though it ain't new evidence really, because all this stuff came out then, but now that people are paying attention to the inconsistencies now, do you all think that Tory shot that gun and shot Megan in the foot? Do y'all even believe that Megan got shot at all? Do y'all think she stepped in glass? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section. But with that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified whenever I do drop a video here. We on the road to 500 subscribers, y'all. We are less than 100 away, so make sure you guys are hitting that sub button and joining the kingdom. But with that being said, KingMarcell out. Peace.